everyone. Welcome to Love and Life Sorted. I'm Dr. Sandy Toe, and welcome to snowy Japan. It's quite a blizzard out there. Okay, so this is one of the very first episodes I recorded for my podcast. In this bonus episode, I'll be sharing why I'm doing my podcast and why I'm sharing ideas from this book, China's Leftover Women. It's the 10-year anniversary of my book this year. Come celebrate with me and come listen to my podcast episode. Happy New Year and see you again in 2026. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Toe, and I'm so excited to share with you my new podcast. Yeah, I'm starting my new podcast. So, I've been wanting to do this for a really long time now. So it might not have been this format, but I finally did find a format that I could disseminate my ideas and my theories on women's partner choices to a much wider audience than before. Because in the past I've conducted many lectures, I've taught at university, and I've written a book called China's Leftover Women: Late Marriage Among Professional Women and Its Consequences. And well, thanks. I'm really grateful for those of you who've read it or used it in your own papers or cited it or enjoyed it and shared it with your friends and peers. Yeah, well, it is actually a very accessible book. Actually, given that it is an academic book, I've written it in a very accessible style when I started, so that it can benefit a whole load of people, like a whole load of highly educated, accomplished career women who have trouble finding partners. Um, yeah, so now I think this podcast idea is the greatest because it can bring my ideas, share my ideas to a much wider audience and to women who need it. Yeah, so all of you know that nowadays in the advanced world, in most advanced countries in the world, there are more women enrolled in university than men, which means there are a growing number of highly educated and accomplished women. And they have trouble finding partners, believe it or not. You yourself would have firsthand experience, just like myself, right? So, yeah, I really hope that, by starting this podcast, I can share with you my theories from before. I've conducted research on highly educated career women for almost 2 decades. And, I've found so many interesting things that need to be discussed and shared. And I think that it would benefit a lot of real women, real life women. And, instead of being trapped in the ivory tower, trapped on paper, it really does need to be brought to the fore and to help women like you who are brilliant and intelligent and accomplished find the partners of your dreams. So, I mean, there's so much advice out there, so much good advice about dating and relationships that you can find out there. But I believe that the key, the cornerstone for finding the suitable partner for you is to know what type of woman you are. Date right for your type in order to find the perfect partner for you. Well, I would say that my podcast is not really like one of those that helps you find partners in a literal sense. It's not like going to teach you dating techniques or reply or not to reply to text. How many minutes should you wait? It's not that type of a dating podcast, okay? But it's also not like a boring lecture, or it's not trying to give you very highbrow theories that you can never use, so that you can never apply in daily life, and it's not that either. So I don't know yet for certain, but for sure that I know it's gonna be accessible and fun and lively experience, a cultural exchange, an intellectual exchange with between me and my audience. That's you. Yeah. So I'm really hoping to get some inspiration from you as well, to know what are your biggest problems nowadays finding partners. And even if you're not single, because it's not just catered to single professional women, but also to even women who are in relationships but want to discuss, gender roles, want to give a modern take on gender roles, or who are women who are married or with children, without, or want children, or don't want children, or have trouble dealing with children, and the likes of that, or have trouble conceiving children, right? So we will deal with so many of these very, very real life, realistic problems that career women face. Okay. So, you say that, well, I don't actually have a career. I'm not like working per se. I don't have a 9 to 5 job. Well, that doesn't make you less of a career woman as well. It's like, say for myself, I took a break from academia after COVID and, to write my book, my self-help book that I'm working on. And, I could still categorize myself as a career woman as well, like someone who wants to do something aside from domestic duties, right? So aside from taking care of the kids, or doing household chores or cooking and cleaning, someone who wants more to that, like someone, well, not to undermine that, because that is a whole new level of work, right? So housework, domestic work, child rearing work, that is real work, right? So, hey, don't underestimate that's like harder than office work, right? So for those of you who know or about to get into that, it is worth thinking about it. It's food for thought. Yeah, coming from firsthand. I have had to take, I don't know, like 5 years, 3 years to 5 years. I haven't been counting. I have had to take a few years off from my career per se to pursue my domestic duties, like to bring up my child, basically. And I have firsthand experience, like how to balance work with family life. And I bet you guys do too, whether it's married women or working career mothers, or single women, single professional, highly accomplished women who are in need of a partner. Okay, let's not say need, because that's another thing as well. So let's say in want of a partner, because you don't need someone to fulfill you. I know, on the financial level, you're pretty much well equipped yourself. I'm talking about a partner to fulfill your companionship needs, spiritual needs, or something. So, yeah, so this is the place for you. Whether it's working mothers, career women, single women, or whatever. It's for you to share your views, for you to have a cultural exchange with me, so we can explore gender roles in the modern world, right? So yeah, like I'm really looking forward to embarking on this new journey, especially because it's like the 10-year anniversary of my book. Yeah, believe it or not, my book, China's Leftover Women, Late Marriage Among Professional Women and Its Consequences, has been published exactly 10 years. I'm really excited that, on another level, that I am trying to take this to new heights, right? To hopefully to fulfill more women's inherent needs, right? So to bring down the theories from the ivory tower and to disseminate to real women who need them. Yeah, that has been my dream, like for the longest time, being a sociologist. Because face it, what is the meaning, or how is it meaningful if you're doing all this research, you're doing all this, writing about your stuff, when it never gets out to real participants out there, right? So if you're just conducting your research for years and years and just writing things up and on academic journals, on the academic level, but never actually benefiting the people that need it the most, right? that doesn't make sense at all, right? So being a sociologist of marriage and family for the longest time, it has always been my dream to directly benefit the people who need it the most, right? Here's my chance to share my theories and my ideas with you all. Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. My four types that have actually benefited a lot of women along the way already in terms of research. Yeah, so you may be a traditionalist or a maximizer or a satisficer or an innovator. So in this day and age, anything is possible. And I believe, it's my belief, doing research for almost 2 decades, that everyone fits into a type. Okay, well, you say that I'm not, I'm not traditional. I'm not a trad wife. I'm not like, looking toward what other people are looking. Like I'm, like I have my own life path that like I want to live. I have my own perceptions of gender roles that I perceive as my own. It doesn't really comply with mainstream. Well, okay, so you're an innovator, right? So no matter how innovative, you are, or how traditional you are, there's something for you inside the podcast, right? So within our discussion, um, I'm really looking forward to with my 10-year anniversary of my book, to be able to embark on this new journey. And I'd love to be able to chat with you more and share in the space with you more. Yeah, so hopefully in months and even years to come. Yeah, so here's to starting my own podcast and the 10th anniversary of my book. Thank you.